Morning, everyone who's just joining us to this FLP360 webinar. So I'm joined today by Gary Grehan and Paul Barradell. So just introduce myself quickly. So I'm the Senior Digital Marketing Exec at the head office. So I'm in charge of a lot of the digital transformation projects, the new kind of digital innovations that are coming up. So a lot of like new websites, new assets, new tools, anything that can help you push your business forward in the digital age is a lot of where my remit is. So Gary joined in 2013. He's a Sapphire manager, and he has been chairman bonus qualified for the last 6 years in a row. We're also joined with Paul Barradell, who started Forever in 2000, which was 20 years ago. And he's been with Forever full-time since 2003, so that was 17 years ago. So I think he knows his way around Forever quite well. He's a senior manager and has been qualified for all kind of available incentives. So that's just to give you a quick overview of who we are. And we're going to go through today FLP360. Which is a relaunch of a tool which was relaunched at the end of January, beginning of February. And it's basically an incredible tool which allows you to have insight into a lot of reports that can help strategize your business, and a lot of digital tools which can help drive your business forward. We're going to go into those in a lot of detail. But we do want to make this kind of a fun, kind of relaxed kind of webinar. So if you do have any questions, just pop them into the chat box and we can get back to you. Any that we don't answer, we'll try and get back to you afterwards as well. So we'll try and put an FAQ document together as well. But yeah, we just want to make this kind of fun, informative, and so feel free to ask any questions in the chat box as we go along. Okay. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to go over why a successful online business is so important. Just briefly touch on that. And that was going to be a kind of underlying theme throughout this webinar as well, the importance of why an online business is so important, especially during these challenging times that we're under. I'm going to go for a quick overview of the digital innovation that's happening at Forever, so things that we're working on. I'm going to go have a quick overview of FLP360 and how it can help drive your online business. And then Gary and Paul are going to take you on a deep dive into the platform, and they're going to show you around, do a live demo, and hopefully make it all sense. So just imagine you're sitting with the two of them as they're showing you on the screen. So why is a successful online business so important? So we're going to be talking about this throughout the webinar, but I think we can all agree that online business has never been more important than the time we're in at the moment. With the lockdown that's happening, with not being able to meet customers face to face, which is what our business model is traditionally built on, those kind of personalized relationships, it's so important that we now move that focus online. And there's so many different tools available which can help boost your business online. And we want to be able to share as many of those with you as possible so that you can absolutely take advantage of that. I mean, there's a huge world out there with social media, which FLP360 can help with landing pages and web pages, which FLP360 can help you with. It's about sending your contact details to people virtually. It's about keeping in touch with people virtually, and just being able to drive your online business as effectively as possible. But I know Gary and Paul are going to go into that in a lot more detail, but I think we can all agree that it is very important at the moment to be shifting our attentions online now that we have less face-to-face contact. So there's a lot of digital innovation which is happening at Forever, which we're working on at the moment. So as I said, in February 2020, we relaunched FLP360, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We also relaunched foreverliving.com, the marketing site, so the front end of it, and you can see on there it's a lot more visually appealing. It's a lot more colourful and dynamic. It tells the story of Forever a lot better, and it's also a lot better on mobile, so better mobile experience. And it's saying that it's the first step in transforming the way that we show ourselves online. But that's not the end of the story for foreverliving.com, because in the next couple of months we will be launching the online shop, which I don't know if any of you have seen the America shop at the moment, but it'll look very similar to that. So the storytelling of the products and the shopping experience is going to be so much quicker, faster, and I think it will really revolutionize the way that we're able to sell online, or where you're able to sell online. We're also redoing the FBO portal, so we're going to add in extra reports into there. We've got a new dedicated training area, we've got a tools area, We've got events calendar. So we're working towards putting everything into one place so that you have a one-stop shop for all of the information about Forever. It is going to be a long-term process. Everything's not happening overnight, which is why it's dripping out, but we're trying to give you the best experience possible in the quickest time frame, which is why we're dripping things out slowly. But just bear in mind that it's constantly being worked on, it's constantly being evolved, and we're pumping a lot of money, time and resources into making sure that this is going to be a revolutionary system. Because one of the other things it does have on there as well is the online join, which was, if we're honest, a little bit clunky before, but this is streamlining the process to making signing up with Forever the easiest possible experience. So if you tell someone about Forever, they can learn about the business and they can sign up effortlessly. And that's one of the big things that we've been working on. And then in summer 2020 as well, we're also looking at AutoShip. So AutoShip is a fantastic program which allows you to set up, so say you want to receive gels every month, you can set it up so that it will deliver to your door on a set day each month without you having to do anything. We're also giving the ability to discount, so you can set discount rates and then send that out to your prospects and your customers as well, with discount levels on there. So there's a lot which is happening kind of in the Forever world at the moment from a digital point of view. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly putting money, time and resources into making Forever the best digital experience that we can to help aid you with your businesses. But what we're going to focus on today is FLP360. So FLP360 came out beginning of February, end of January this year. It's a relaunch, but it's had a complete facelift over the previous version, much more user friendly, and it's got so much more that you can do on it, especially from the tool section. So it's essentially set down as insight, strategy, growth. So the whole purpose of it is for you to fully understand your business. So how many case credits you're doing, how far off incentives you are, how many retail customers you are, and then take that and be able to strategize forward and be able to make goals and plans and reach the targets of where you want to be. So that's all through the kind of insight strategy. And then there's the growth section, which is mostly around the tool section. And this is where we've integrated a lot of social media aspects, allowing you to stay on top of social media. We're giving you a library of compliant images that you can share with your customers and your prospects. We're giving you the ability to create landing pages, like dynamic landing pages that look absolutely stunning and are far better than the ones that used to be on FLP360 or any other service we've been able to offer you. And they're all completely customized within the app. We're also giving the ability to get your personal details and a link to your shop to appear on any web page or any image that you send to a prospect or customer. And then you can track who has clicked on that and when they clicked on it as well, which gives you the perfect opportunity to then go back with a perfect follow-up and say, hi, I noticed that you were interested in this. Is there any more information that you'd want to know? And then for that link to go straight into your shop so that you can claim the sales. So that's just a quick overview really of FLP360, and Gary and Paul are going to go into it in a lot more detail. So first off, I'm just going to pass over to Gary, who's going to go through the report section with you.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm just going to share my screen. We're going to go and just show a live demonstration today, myself and Paul. So just to give you a little bit of background, about 18 months ago, myself and Paul were part of a digital tools workshop that was held in the head office in the UK, and there was about 20 to 25 FBOs from all over Europe who took part in it. And what I've seen when 360 was relaunched in February is a lot of the feedback that the FBOs gave across those 2 days has materialized into a lot of the new tools that we've seen within 360. So it's been great to see that a lot of the feedback was taken on board by the IT team and marketing teams in America, and they've put into practice, put into place a lot of the things that the FBOs thought was worthwhile. So today I'm going to just give a quick overview of the report section, because there'll be many new users to FLP360 in the coming days and weeks, and there's a lot of information there, but it's quite simple to navigate, and it's just about taking your time to have a play about. So the first thing you'll see is the dashboard, which is basically the home screen. And on the dashboard, it allows you to click on this menu that says Manage Items. And you can select 6 widgets at any one time that's most appropriate to you and your business, depending on where you are in the marketing plan and depending on what your goals might be for that year. So I could unclick some of these widgets and re-click some others, and it will put 6 widgets maximum in place on your home screen. So for example, you could have a widget here that is around your leadership bonus, and it tells you what position you're at, the number of leadership managers, if your leadership bonus qualified. And if you click on the menu here, that will take you to the main menu for incentives. You can also track your chairman's bonus at a glance. So it'll tell you where you are with your personal non-manager, with your new business, and how many chairman's bonus lines you might have, and how your 600 leg is doing for chairman's bonus. You can also track back towards last year, how you're doing in comparison to the year before. And again, if you click on the view incentives, it'll take you to the main incentives menu, which we'll go through shortly. CC breakdown, it'll show you in a color-coded format where your CCs are coming from. Personal CCs, preferred customers, your non-manager, pass-through, and leadership. Unfortunately, for data protection, we've not been able to show our own accounts. So this is just a test count with some limited data in place. But you know, if this was a fully working account, you'd see different figures at different levels to show you your volume. So that's the dashboard. And then on the left here, we have the menus. So if we open up the reports menu, the first report we come to is volume. Now you can check your volume depending on which country you want to check. So generally it will default to your home country. But if you're building businesses in multiple countries, you can drop down the menu, select which country you want to view, and then run that report. But it'll default to your home country, the current year, and your comparison year will be 2019, the previous year. But you can actually drop down the menu and do a comparison to previous years if that's what you'd like to do. So the volume will just show you where your business is at in terms of being active in 4cc. So it'll say yes or no on the months if you're active. It'll show you your CCs over the year. And on this drop-down menu, you can select what type of CCs you want to view. So if you want to view your total CCs, personal, if I click on personal, it'll just bring me in the graphs for your personal CCs, for your non-manager, to show you that. And if you hover over any graph, it'll show you the exact number. So in May 2019, there was 12.959 CCs in that business. So it's pretty straightforward, the volume tab. And the next tab then is your orders tab. And again, here you can switch to different countries depending on which information you want to view. And you can also select a different date range, 3 months, 6, 9, 12, 24 months, or up to 36 months. If you select one of a different range, it's important then to press the Run Report tab to update the figures. So the Orders tab, it'll show all your orders, but then you can switch to just view your retail orders. So they'd be orders that people place directly on your retail shop, or personal orders. So personal orders would be orders that you've placed within your retail shop with a discount applied. So again, the orders one is pretty straightforward. And then the next one in the menu we have is earnings. And again, if you're receiving earnings from multiple countries, you can drop down the menu, select the country you want to view, run the report, and it'll show you your income from that particular country. You can also check back on previous years, and you can also select which month you want to view. But as standard, you'll see the months come in across for the 12 months of the year that you're viewing. And also from here, you can click on View More, and that will take you to an actual fully working bonus recap. So on this screen here, we just see a snapshot of your earnings. And then there's also a graph on the bottom, which, you know, most people would like to see a nice upwardly graph on their earnings. So the first three are pretty straightforward. And then on the next one, we move into the Incentives tab. So this is really useful, particularly for managers and above, so they can track their chairman's bonus, global rally and Eagle manager. And again, you know, depending on which country you're qualifying in, you can select the countries from the drop-down menu. It'll also show you forever to drive, whether you're qualified or not for that, and your leadership bonus. So that's the main incentives that will be tracked on the incentives tab. And then the next report we look at is downline report. Now, there's been a number of improvements to this compared to previous edition of 360, what a lot of FBOs will be used to looking at. So the downline is listed here, and you can click on any individual and click view more, and it will bring up a breakdown of that FBO's business. You can check where they are in terms of incentives with Global Rally, Forever to Drive, Eagle Manager and Chairman's Bonus. Also from there, people who used 360 previously might be more used to seeing this in a tree view. So on the display, we can switch to tree view, run the report, and that report is still there how people would be used to seeing it from previous. So should you wish to find somebody within your downline, you can still open up using the tree view. One of the best new features with this is when you want to transfer your downline to Excel and view them within Excel. To do that, we just click on the Excel icon and we select all generations, and then we click here to download the data to Excel. And that's just done in a couple of clicks, and the full downline is transferred in one go. Previously, people will remember we used to have to click on auto open out next level, and if you had quite a large downline, you'd be opening out for a good 10 to 15 minutes to get your downline open. You can now just do that in a couple of clicks by viewing all generations in one go. So that's a really great advancement for people with large downlines. The next menu is on retail customers. So again, that will just have a list of your customers. Very often nowadays we'll see here privacy requested. So unfortunately, we don't have the ability to contact those customers. But customers who haven't requested that, you will see their contact details there. So it's up to you then to try to build a relationship with those people and turn them into a regular customer. Again, that's quite a straightforward information tab there on the retail customers. There's not too much to look over there. The next four tabs that we're going to go through is what you might have heard as 4 core. 4 core is recruitment, retention, productivity and development. And 4 core really is the 4 pillars on which you should build your business. If you build your business around these 4 elements of the business, you'll be guaranteed to have a very strong business. So if you click on the recruitment tab, again, you can view it as global recruitment, or you can default to your home country. In this case, it's the United States. Run the report and it'll just show you the recruitment within your home country. On the right-hand side here, it'll show your recruitment by generation. So first generation, second generation, and third generation. It's very important that when we're building a business, that we are mindful that there is growth within our own business and not just growth taking place within the full downline. So the left-hand side shows you how many people are joining your full downline. So if you hover over the graph again, it'll show you there was no people in 2019 in March, but in March 2020 there was 4. So then you can hover over to the right-hand side and you can see if those people are actually joining within your personal business, which is your first 3 generations. On this example here, the test account has only had people join first generation. If you've got people joining in your second generation, they'll appear in green. Third generation will appear in grey. And as you hover over, it will show you how many in each generation. As you scroll down, it'll show you how many people you've personally enrolled. And again, you can switch using the drop-down menu for 30 days, 180 days, or 360 days. Most people will be pretty on top of who's joined them recently. Then we go to retention. So in the retentions graphs, it's important that when we recruit people into the business that we are managing to retain people in the business. We can retain people in the business by giving them a good start in the business, by helping to launch the business, to give them good training material, and to give them good knowledge around the products. By helping people to have this type of knowledge will increase their retention within the business. So this graph on the left shows the total number of purchasing FBOs within your downline. So again, it maps 2020 to the previous year. So 2020 is in green and the previous year is in blue. I can actually hover over and it'll show me exactly how many FBOs have ordered within your downline. As I said, because it's a test account, there's not fantastic data in here to look at, but as people switch to using 360 within their own business, these figures will look a lot better. And what you can do is you can turn on the 4CC active and it will actually show you how many people within your business are 4CC active. And you can look at that in a live in-running basis. So in the middle of the month, you can select that tab and I'll show you how many people you've currently got 4CC active within your business. These other graphs then just give you some snapshots within your business, how many people are ordering, placing second orders. So this kind of shows out of 15 new recruits, 11 people have gone on to place second orders. Then it shows you the number of days between first and second orders in general. And then on the right here, the last graph shows people who've joined your business but then didn't place a second order. And that can be useful for following up with your new recruits to see if there's anything you can help them to get them started. On the productivity graph, what this shows is your average CC per FBO on your recap. So say, for example, on this graph here, it's shown that the average CC is 0.9. I know here in the UK as a company, our trend is we're running at about 1.2 CCs per FBO per head. And as part of our strategy, we're trying to increase that up to 2. So it's good to be able to track where you are in your business and see, can you increase that also? This is shown every country. Again, if you switch it to your home country and run the report, you'll be able to see those figures just in your home country, which will be probably more appropriate for you. And it'll also then on the right show you your earnings graph within a trend also. Next then is the development graph, which this will show you people who you've got close to move up. So if you have an assistant supervisor who's close to supervisor, it will show them here. If you have somebody who's an assistant manager who's close to going manager, it will also show them. If you have a manager who's close to going senior manager, it'll show them here too. So that gives you an opportunity to work a little bit closer with people who are pushing for a promotion within their business. Some of the reports within 360, because it's been launched recently, there's still further improvements to come. And I know within the development report, we'll see a couple of good improvements as we move into May and early June. So again, it'll just show you within the development graphs who you've got close to move up at the moment. Then also for managers and above, we have this tab here, which is advanced reports. And this is one of the vastly improved features for me. So what managers and above here can do is they can run a report just with one click and see who the top 20 sponsors within the downline are. So you can see who the business builders are also then. You've got your top 20 within your downline in order. You've got a 4CC report who'll show you people who've been 4CC active for the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. Top manager and non-manager reports. So with just one click, it'll open up in a new window and it allows you then to recognize the people in the different categories within your business. So today we just wanted to give a quick overview of the report section. And as Ollie said, the chat box is open for any questions you have. We'll answer as many as we can as we go along through the presentation, but we'll also answer some questions live at the end, which probably will be the questions that are most beneficial for everybody. So that's just a quick overview on the report. So I'm going to hand over to Paul now, who's going to take us through the tools section, where we'll spend a lot more time today on that.
Hi everybody, hopefully you can hear me. Like Gary said, I'm going to go through the tools section. This is all relatively new for everybody because it's not been launched that long, as you all know. Just a little bit of background about myself. Most of you may know me anyway, but some of you probably don't. Been around this business for what seems a long time now, 20 years. And as you know, we should have been in sunny Australia on the global rally. So I've put you a nice picture of Sydney in the background there. So at least I can pretend I'm there for a short while. But we've been through, obviously having started in 2000, through the time when there was really no technology to help us build a business. Everything was word of mouth and face to face. And I remember picking up an old fashioned phone where it got a cable attached to it. We hadn't even got mobile phones at that point. So we've had to learn new tricks as well and understand that it's not just about the way we've always done it, but there are new ways. But what I think I just want to stress is that what we're showing you today is not to replace anything. If you have a lot of success building how you build, that's fantastic. But I think what FLP360 will do is give you some new tools and enhance the business that you do at the moment and the way that you do your business. So for me, it's a real positive that Forever are taking the time to put these things into place. I am going to go through some of the tools. I'm not going to go through all of them because it would literally take quite a while, but I'm going to sort of overview them all, then go through the ones that I think will be of most use to you right now in this very strange time of lockdown, as most of you, I'm sure, are at home as we are, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I guess for the next few weeks at least as well. I hope you're all staying safe and staying well, but there is plenty we can do while we're at home. And I've found since I've been using 360 in the tools section, I've used the report section for a long time. It is helping us make contact. So what I'm going to do is share a screen with you right now, and it will give you some idea of what it is that I'm talking about. So you'll notice it's pretty similar to what Gary was just showing you, but I've opened up the tools tab here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go through this information on the left-hand side. You'll notice in the contacts, I've only got Claire, who of course is my other half, or my better half as she's known. And again, that is for data protection. So I've just literally got Claire's contact in there at the moment, but that would be full of your prospects. If you look towards the top there, you can filter in prospects, customers, friends, team members, etc. So you'll be able to sort of keep yourself a mini database as to what's going on. You can search for these people. You can add them by saying create new, and it's a pretty simple operation. If I just click on Claire to show you, you can see the information you can put in. It talks about the activity we've gone through, the things that I've sent to Claire, what she may have opened. You can click on the contact information. You can put their birthday in there, lots of information about them. You can put their social links in there. So again, you could put Claire's Facebook page, for instance, and any notes you might want to save on conversations that you're having with that particular contact. So a useful area. And again, this is Claire's phone, Claire's email, or Claire's Facebook links direct. I could make Claire a favorite by clicking the star button, or I could make her red hot, this little flame here to say that she's a hot contact, a hot prospect, etc. So there's lots of, or a cold one maybe, but there are lots of things that you can do in that contacts area, but doesn't really need a lot of explaining right now. The next tab is activity feed, and this is where it shows the activity that would be going on. Again, like I say, this is a demo account, but this would give you some idea of activity that's been going on over time with the different kind of people that you've been speaking to, but also what they've opened, what they haven't opened, how many times they've clicked on it, that kind of information. One of the really exciting areas is this media library. And this is populated by the UK. So this has got UK compliant posts and pictures and things in there. You can upload your own by doing the upload new, and you'll see the couple at the front there are ones that I actually uploaded. You will notice as I scroll down that there are some duplicates. That is being rectified. That was just if you like, a beta test version where it happened to put 2 of everything in rather than one, but that is being sorted and will be sorted fairly quickly. But you can see there are some fantastic quality images in here that are there and by forever, so you know you can use them. When you hover over one, like the one I'm hovering over here, you'll notice there are 3 symbols at the bottom. One is an edit button, one is a Q button, and one is a share button. I'll go through all of those in a moment. But if you go onto one that I've put in there, you'll notice there's also a delete button. So any that you've uploaded yourself, you can delete from your own media library if you choose to. So let's just have a look at what would happen if I press on this one, maybe the focus, which is current at the moment. And the edit button doesn't allow you to edit a great deal, but what it does allow you to do is view this image as full size. And if you click on view this full size, it gives you a very, very high quality image that you could download from here or obviously use in your own marketing within FLP360. So really, really interesting thing to have. If I go back to the library again, running rather slowly for some reason. Bear with me, it will go. If I go back to the library, you'll see another button that is Q. Now that will put it into what's on the left-hand side called social queue. I'll go into what that is in a moment, or you could share directly from this media library. And again, you can put a call to action on this post. I'm going to show you how to use all of this information in a moment, but that is like a quick overview of what you currently get in, and they're all absolutely brilliant quality photographs, images that you can use, advertorials, etc. So again, a really, really useful area to have. The next area is social links, and this is where we create links that we want to put onto social media, but also you can put them through Messenger, WhatsApp, email, message, and I'll show you how to do that from a mobile when I flick to that screen in a moment. But these are literally things that I've created where I want to send somebody a link to an Allo Life magazine, for instance, or our Zoom meeting ID numbers that we have, the standard ID numbers, an invite to an online BP, somebody who wants information on the FIT program, somebody who actually wants to order a C9 vanilla gel, or somebody maybe that wants to go on an online business presentation. They want the invite to the morning session. And I'm going to show you how these work in a little while, but they are, if you like, posts that are there that we can use at any one time from your mobile also, which is the real key, and send them at any point that you want to. Also mentioned was the landing pages. I'm going to spend very little time on this, other than when you do start your account, you get basically two, an opportunity or a benefit of Allo. You can have a look at what they look like by clicking the view eye, and that will show you exactly what they look like, and you can go through and have a look at your leisure. It's not something really to be trained on today, but what you can do is launch the page builder. So you can literally now build a new page. You could build one that is predominantly a shop, predominantly about an opportunity, or multi-purpose. Let's say you chose this multi-purpose and you select it. So this is a new one you're doing now. You can have a name for the page, your language, if you want to be notified by it, and you can create. And once you press that create button, it creates a, if you like, a template of that website. And then from there, you can go in and you can edit lots of different things within this site. So in other words, you can, for instance, you could change that title there. Anything that highlights in yellow is changeable. And up here, you can see from the settings button, all the different things that will be able to change. Then you can publish it. And that, of course, would become a fantastic website for you that you may tailor towards C9, or you may tailor it towards the gel or supplements or opportunity only with your own images, etc. So really, really powerful. And as I'm sure you'll agree, looks a lot better than the old versions that we used to have on 360. So that's a little bit about that. I'm going to delete that one, just show you how it would happen. That's the one I've just done. I'm just going to press delete. And again, you don't break anything. You can't break it. You can experiment with it. And that's deleted that successfully. So it now will leave me just with the two that you can't delete because they're what are given to you by forever if you would like to use them. Your landing page settings are put into here. So you can literally upload your photos, any information about yourself, you browse and put your photo into there, your links on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., and they will all then appear on your particular landing pages that you've got. So again, go and experiment, go and have some fun with it. It's great to use. You can see what you can and can't do is the best way. And again, we have time to do that right now, don't we? It's a good time to actually go and have a look. One of the most exciting points is this next one, calls to action. And this kind of links together with the social links. So I want you to imagine just for a moment, let me just turn my screen off for a second while I'm talking to you. I just want you to imagine for one moment that you've got a post. Video should have come off, but it doesn't seem to. A post that you want to put onto, whether it be social media or whether it to be, just get rid of that. Okay, I think it might be coming up now. Should be. Let me have a look. Yes, you've got my face again. So yeah, it would be, let's imagine you've got something you want to put onto Facebook. You want a nice image. You want a few words on there about a particular subject, a particular product, a particular training, whatever it might be. But also you want to put a call to action on the bottom of that particular post, email, text, whatever it might be. Well, this is what this call to action is. So I'm going to share my screen again now, just so I can show you. And this call to action on the bottom, maybe you want to a download of the Aloe Life magazine, for instance. These are ones that I've set up. You may want to send somebody to your Forever Fit website to learn more information. You may want to have a button that says start Zoom meeting. I'll show you how they were used in a moment. I'm going to go through the process of setting up a call to action for you live, and also a social link, which you can then post wherever you would like to post it. So this effectively, if you can imagine, the call to action is the button and the data that goes on the bottom of the post. It's that bit of information. That's what the call to action is. And then the last one on the list is social queue. And this is literally when you've created a social post, you can add it to a queue. There's nothing in there at the moment, and schedule when those posts go out onto your various social media links. But what I want to concentrate on now, first of all, is a call to action. And let's create a new call to action. So what I thought I would do, I would imagine C9 is going to be becoming pretty popular as people want to come out of this lockdown and want to get themselves back into shape. So let's just create a Clean 9 chocolate shake, berry nectar gel, social media, email kind of post, where it gives somebody that you may have been talking to about that particular product, it gives them the opportunity to go on and buy that product from your personalized shop. So this is how I would go about it. We press the create new button and it comes up with this information here. It's defaulted to the picture that I used last time I created a call to action area. And you'll notice as I scroll down a little bit, there is a preview area of what this call to action is going to look like. I actually want to keep that picture as myself and Claire, because this is typically something we could be sending to people that we both know. If you want just your picture, or you want a product picture, whatever it happens to be, you want the eagle, whatever it is, you just need to browse and upload it into that area there. And it would also then change in this small circle on the left-hand side. So let's enter a name for this particular one. And it's the nickname. This is only so you know what it is. And I'm going to call it a C9 Choc, open brackets, berry. So I know this is a C9 chocolate berry combination that you can buy. And that is what this is going to be all about. The call to action message is the bit that appears down here at the bottom where it says your custom call to action message goes here. So we probably have something like start experiencing. This is where you can really, really experiment the benefits of our C9. Now, I don't know. You might want to put in what you want to put in. And as you can see, I'm really good at typing with these big fingers. So that now has appeared at the bottom in the preview. So you might say, okay, I'm happy with that. And then in the actual button text down here, you may want to put something like order C9, not now, but just order C9. And that's what you want to have in that area down there. So that really is the preview that you'll get on the bottom. The next thing to do is to decide where you want them to go to when they click that order C9 button down here. And this is the area where you want them to click on. Now you want them to click on your shop, and you want them to click on the C9 chocolate berry area of your shop. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share a different screen now and show you how we do that. So I'm going to stop that share, and I'm going to share a different screen. I'm going to share this one. So hopefully now you can see I'm on a different screen altogether. Now, this screen at the moment is on foreverliving.com. So I've logged into foreverliving.com. No, I haven't. That's Forever Knowledge, sorry. Get onto this one, onto foreverliving.com. And as you can see, down this left-hand side here is a link called Retail Generator Link. Click on that Retail Generator link, and it comes up with this box here. Personalized category links and personalized product links. Now, we want to do a personalized product link, and this area is going to generate for you the code that needs to go into the button URL that I'll flick back to in a moment. It's going to show you exactly how to create that. The first thing you do is put in your ID number, which we all know, of course. Select your language, English, select your store, Great Britain, and then what is the product code for C9 chocolate berry nectar? Well, I believe it's 626 is the code for that, and press the word generate. And it now has generated, as you can see at the bottom, it has generated this code that needs to be put into the call to action builder. So what you do is you copy that onto your clipboard, and then we're going to go back. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm now going to share back with you on the other screen. Now we're back to where we were before, hopefully. Yep. And in this area here is where you are going to copy that code that we've just made in foreverliving.com. So we've now got the button that we need at the bottom. The preview is there. We're happy with that. We know what happens when they press order C9. It goes to that area. I'm going to press save. So if I now go back to the list, on that list now at the bottom is C9 choc berry. So I know that that is exactly what I want them to see. So from there now, we have this call to action, and to produce the next stage, which is it's called a social link, but if you like, it's something you put out on social media or email or whatever else, and I'll show you in a moment. We now need to create the post, let's call it a post for now, for the C9 chocolate. So let's create a new one, and we're going to link it. What we need to show on there is an image. It could be a web page, it could be a video, but I'm going to use an image. And what I want to do now is find a really good, and what I do advise you do here with all of this is find the best quality image you can for whatever it is you're trying to post. And I want to put a picture of the C9 chocolate berry. That's what I want to have there. So I would go and fetch that. Now, what I did was go and find that image from Forever Knowledge in this particular case, but you get it from the backpack, get it from foreverliving.com, wherever you might go. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen again. Bear with me with this. I'm swapping between different screens, and I'm going to go back to where I was before and open up the Forever Knowledge tab. So I've logged into Forever Knowledge, and you'll notice here image library and logos. So you can click onto that, and there's a host of very, very good, fantastic images. I'll click onto weight management because that's what I want to look at. And if you scroll down, you will see down this list, there is a C9 chocolate berry right there. Look, I have downloaded it already, but I would literally press download there, and I've saved it onto my computer as a very, very good image. So I'm going to go back now to the other screen and show you how I would now do this. So we're going to create now an image. I'm going to browse for that image on my computer. I left it on my desktop and it was called, there you go, C9 pack aloe chocolate. And you can see that is exactly what we're talking about. So I'm happy with that. The title for this is what we see only. I'm going to put C9 choc berry. I'm happy with that. If you want to put a description under that, I like to put a description so I know, but it's all about ordering the C9. And I do want to display a call to action. So this little toggle switch here, press it once, and it now gives you a list of all of the ones that you've created. And the one that we want is C9 choc berry. So that has now created a call to action, and I'm going to save that. As you can see, it's whirring around and saving it. A little bit slow today for some reason. It's saving a fairly big picture as well. So on my list now, I have my C9 berry, and it's to order a C9. The call to action is the C9 choc berry. So you've now created the makings of a post. If you click onto that now, it will show you exactly what comes up, a beautiful picture with your benefits of C9 now. If you press order C9, it will take you to our shop, actually mine and Claire's shop, and they can order it direct. So it's going on to your business rather than just a standard area. And every time we post that now, that is exactly what will happen. What I want to show you also now, if I can, is on my phone. So we are testing technology to the full today. So I'm just going to get my phone up here. But for the moment, bear with me. I hope it makes sense so far. I'm just going to check that the link has now carried forward. I just need to come out of that. Just bear with me 1 second. It's put me into a slightly different. Hopefully you can put in the comments if it's making some kind of sense, or if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. You can tell this is live, you see. So I'm just going to log into my 360 account on my phone and go into the links, and hopefully it will be there. So what I'm going to try and do now is share my phone screen with you. So let's go back to Zoom on here. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing that one. I'm now going to share my screen on here. Start broadcast. So hopefully in a second you'll be able to see. Okay, first of all, you can see my wonderful dog. That's Ted. But if I just scroll all the way back here now and go on to my 360 tools, you'll see at the bottom there, this is on my phone now, is the C9 choc berry that we've just created on the desktop. So now you are taking all of these that you've set up, and you can have as many as you like. You're taking those everywhere that you go. So let's use the scenario that you've been in a chat with somebody somewhere. They've got a real interest in having more about the business. You could send them a Zoom link so you can arrange a time with them, send them the link there and then. They may be interested in knowing a little bit more about Aloe, so you might want to send them the Aloe Life magazine, but they might be very interested in purchasing from you a C9 chocolate with berry drink. So let's use that as an example. We click on C9 choc berry and it opens that for you. You could, if you wanted to, click on view link and it would give you the link that they're going to get. But let's just press share. Now this gives you an option to share to Facebook, to Twitter, SMS, email, or if you press more options, you can do it as a message, mail, Zoom, Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger, etc., etc., etc. You can put that wherever you want to put it. So let's, for now, see if I can just send it to myself. So let's send an SMS. You could go and find it from the contacts page, but like I say, I've only got Claire in there. But if I send it to myself, I'll just put Paul for there and send text. So it's doing its bit. And that will now come up and open, hopefully in a second, my text area within my phone. I have a full signal, so I have no idea why it's taking so long. Doesn't normally take this long. Come on. Let me just see something. No. Told you it was live. I'm obviously having some problem here with my 790580422. That's right. Just try again. I'm with my signal, and we live in the middle of nowhere, and signal and everything is normally pretty awful. So this is probably the reason. But luckily enough, I did save one earlier. So if I just come out of that and go to my text, here's one that I sent earlier for the Forever Focus to Claire. Hello, Paul. This sent to myself. Great talking. Please visit the following link. The Forever Focus. Click on that. It will take you to my shop for the Forever Focus. Or it could have been the Zoom meeting that I sent earlier on. You see at 9:15 this morning. Click on that. It will take them direct to my account, so you could do the Zoom meeting with them. So as you can see, it's really powerful to be able to use it from your phone and actually be able to use all of the links that you've created, no matter what it would be, all of the links that you've created back on your desktop. So for me, it's a great way, especially at the moment, of being able to send out at any point. Of course, the mobile bit isn't quite so important at the moment, because you could just do it directly from your desktop, because you're probably at home most of the time. But that for me is the bit that is really important. Now, what you can do, and what I encourage you to do, and feedback if you can through to head office maybe, is what you come up with as ideas for this. I mean, as you can see from the screen that's up there at the moment, you can have as many as you want to. You can create as many call to actions as you want to. And then, of course, you can add as many of those call to actions to different social posts that you want to. So again, be inventive with it. Decide what it is that you would like to do. And I think what it will actually do going forward is it will allow you to have at hand on your mobile, everywhere that you travel, all of the relevant information that you need to be able to do your business on the move. Like I said right at the beginning, if you're a face-to-face person, don't stop doing that if it's successful for you. We're not trying to tell you there's a new way here. We're just trying to give you some information as to how to use these tools within the new FLP360. So I hope that made sense. I hope it was clear. I'll stop sharing my screen so you can see me again. Like I say, Gary may want to chip in a little bit as well, because I know Gary's been using this for quite a while. Anything you can think of, Gary, that's worth mentioning?
No, I think you've covered all angles there, Paul. It's just worth letting people know that there's actually a 30-day free trial available with 360 from now. So people can sign up, go in there, have a play about, see what's relevant to them. You know, some of the tools, you know, people most likely won't use all the tools, but you'll find the tools that's relevant for you. You know, I think it's important to say that this isn't really a new way to do business. It's just, if you think about how you currently share information, it's a great way to share information in a professional manner. So, you know, it's worth going in there, signing up to the free trial and having a play about themselves.
Okay. Gary, I'm just going to flick back on my screen again for everybody, because it's just decided it wants to allow me to do what I was trying to do. I just had a dip in my internet connection. So hopefully I might just be able to share this one screen with you, just to give you an idea of what the message comes through like, if that's okay. So this should be showing now my screen back on my phone. And I've literally, as Gary was talking there, I just went through it and pressed the same buttons I did before. And it comes up with that. When I did that share text, it's texting to myself and it comes up with that information at the bottom. Now, what you do there, just tap in the message, and you may decide you want to add some other text in there. You know, thanks. I'm tapping on the wrong thing. Thanks for the chat earlier. just example. Yeah. Please visit blah, blah, and send that text. So that's now being sent effectively from my own. And as you can see, I've had a message already. It's come up on there. Let's have a look. Hello, Paul. It said there, look, on the message. Hello, Paul. Thanks for the chat earlier. Please visit the link. It's come up with what we made. Click on that link, and hopefully if I typed it in right, it should take us to my shop, which I think it will be. There you go. It's taken. It's given me a notification that Paul has clicked on that link, so it keeps you informed all of the time. And if I want to then order that C9, I press order C9 there, and it takes you to my shop to order that product. Then you, of course, get the allocation of that product onto your system. So hopefully that makes sense. It does work really well. It's like a problem when you live in the middle of nowhere. It can create you some minor problems. So let's get back onto that Zoom, stop that broadcast, and you should then be back with me, hopefully. Okay, Gary.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, Paul, is while you were chatting away there over the last 20 minutes or so, myself and Ollie have answered a lot of questions in the chat box, but there's a number of questions there that I think it'd be beneficial for everybody to hear the answer. So just going to ask Ollie to come back on screen as well. And there's some questions that Ollie can answer and some for yourself.
Okay.
So the first question really is for Ollie. 360 compliant post and pics, how does that stand with UK compliancy, as UK product manual would not be relevant within the UK?
Okay, so basically it's split down into different channels. So when you sign up as if you're registered in the UK, then your default content channel will be the UK one, and that's all of the social posts that we've put up ourselves. So they are all compliant. Because FLP360 is a global platform, you are able to subscribe to other countries' channels and get their content as well, but it doesn't come as default, and you can only do that if you're registered into that country. But what I would say on that one is beware of that, because if it's not in the UK channel, it may not be compliant in the market that we're in. There is a notice that comes up at the top that says, please be aware that this information may not be compliant. So if you're using the UK channel, it's stuff that we've put up, so it is compliant. But if you're using outside of the UK, then there's a possibility that it won't be. So to be safe, I'd just stick with the UK channel and not subscribe to the other ones.
Yep.
Okay, thanks for that, Ollie. Paul, the next question's for you. If your downline is not on FLP360, do we still see their stats within our 360?
Yeah, in 360, you actually see the whole of your downline. Like Gary said earlier, on the downline report within the reports section, you can actually download data for the whole of your downline. So yes, you do get to see, and that's one of the advantages, I guess, of 360, is that all of that data is held by Forever anyway. So you know that it's all there and it's up to date. Okay,
great. Back to you, Ollie, with this one.
Yeah.
What's the difference between FLP360, FLP Social, and Forever Knowledge?
Right. So 360, Social, Knowledge. I'm also going to throw into .com into that one as well, Gary. So at the moment, I think there's a lot of confusion because there are so many platforms offering so many different things. What the idea is for the long term is to consolidate all of those platforms into foreverliving.com and into FLP360. That is getting closer, but there are still a few benefits of the other platforms. So Forever Knowledge, there seems to get a lot of questions. So there might be a little bit of confusion over Forever Knowledge. And that is that Forever Knowledge is actually split down into two parts of it. There's a paid side to it and there's a non-paid side to it. So the subscription side, which you pay for, it has a lot of tools which have basic reports. It has replicated websites. It has links to your shops or personal retail links. All of those paid features, we are going to be moving into foreverliving.com and into FLP360, and a lot of them are there already. But Forever Knowledge does also have a lot of information that we put up in terms of like assets, and all of that is available for free. So don't think that Forever Knowledge is purely a paid service. The majority of it is stuff that we put up for free. The idea long term is to be able to move all of that stuff into the new foreverliving.com webpage, although it's going to be a slow process over the next year or so. FLP Social is exactly what it says, is it's a social planning tool. It is very, very good at the moment at what it does. It has a compliance checker in there. It does allow you to schedule all your posts and post directly into your channels. It has suggested posts. So it's very good, but it is very much, it is just a social media platform. 360, we are building the social aspect out of it to be in line with FLP social. But FLP 360 also does have a lot of other features that Paul's already been over in terms of like landing pages. So it's more of a complete package. So yeah, so the idea is to bring them all in together, but at the moment they are separate, but FLP social is going to be moved pretty much, it's not going to be on the same platform, it's going to be moved into FLP social. So within a year or so, you should only need the two platforms. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Paul, a question for you then. Can I access all this information in the mobile app?
You can access a lot of information in the mobile app, but you cannot access the same as you can on the desktop. You cannot produce the links and the calls to action and things like that in the same way on your mobile app, but they do appear in there when you've done them from the desktop app. I mean, I think to have the amount of information that's actually held, especially in the report section alone, to have that on a mobile would be nigh on impossible, I would say, because of the amount of data that's involved. But you can get a lot of information streamlined as it is on your mobile, which is more than you need while you're on the move. But the full suite of tools, the full suite of data, I would suggest is on the desktop version.
Okay, so Ollie, just back to you for 1 second. Somebody's asking that when you try to sign up for the free trial, it's asking you for payment details. So what happens with that?
That shouldn't be the case. I'll have to double check that with America. There was two sides. So one of it was that you put in your credit card details and then it doesn't charge you for the first 30 days. But then if you don't cancel, then it rolls on, so you don't lose any benefits of it. So you don't want you to build your landing pages and everything, and then after 30 days, because you haven't signed up for it, for everything to disappear. So it's kind of a safeguard on that front.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just checking if there's any more relevant questions there. So somebody's asking, would you recommend this as a tool for new people, Paul?
Yeah, I think what we have to be obviously mindful of is that you're spending a lot of money on all these different systems. I think that is what most of the questions are coming across at. Do we need to spend yet another 13 quid, whatever it is, a month to do this? I would suggest that with it being a forever product and the data being there, the sooner you get to use something like this, the better, because you will get to understand it. And when the new, as Ollie said, the new tools and things come out, you'll be ready and prepared to use it straight away. And it does give you the graphs and the things and the reports do give you some good information to see your business growing. And right at the beginning, that is really, really important. But I always say to my own team, if I was training my own team right now and I was face to face with somebody, I would say, sell another couple of bottles of gel and that will pay for your monthly subscription. And that's kind of the way to let it be free by the profit you make from the products that you sell. It's a tool that I think is worth having. I would have it as soon as you can afford to have it, but choose which is the right one. If you want them all, have them all, but choose which is the right one for you and suits your needs at the moment.
Yeah, and it's 360's got the future in it. That's where we're going to be putting a lot of time and investment into it. The other ones are going to start to phase out, but this is where the real investment is going. The other thing as well, I can't remember if you mentioned it, Paul, or whether it was in the comments, Gary, but the old 360 was very much geared towards managers and above. It was very much a high level platform, whereas this has been designed a lot more for FRE level. So a lot of the reports which are in it, you can use right from day one, the tools you can use right from day one to be able to push your business. So it's no longer a tool which is only really for managers and above. It's something that anyone can benefit from now, and that's what the whole design has been based around.
Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered all of the main questions there. If there is any other questions unanswered within the chat box, I think head office team will endeavour to do their best to get back to everybody and answer those outstanding questions. I'll just leave it up to you, Ollie, maybe to wrap it up and give a summary for people there.
Yeah, just as Gary said, if there are any comments that we don't manage to get around to, if you just email into the marketing box, and we'll make sure we get back to everyone, and that's marketing-uk@flp.com. So feel free to send any questions into there that you may have. But I would just say, just go and have a play around with it. Use the 30-day free trial, make a couple of call to actions, use a couple of social links, and it's only once you get into the system that you can really see the benefits of it. But yeah, as the other two have said, it's not something which we're saying is going to replace anything that you're doing at the moment. It's not a completely different way of working. It's a way which is going to be able to assist you in how you're running your online business. And online business is so important at the moment that it's got some absolutely invaluable tools in there. So yeah, I think I'd just have a play around with it and see what works for you, really.
Perfect.
But yeah, thank you, Paul and Gary, for joining me on this
Everybody
today.
for coming on, and stay safe.
Cheers. Yeah, and any questions, just let us know.
Fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Everybody, bye.
Bye.